Hi guys, welcome again to your own YouTube channel Ask Your Gynecologist. I am Dr. Sonal Parihar. Well, today's topic is something little bit technically advanced, that is karyotyping, but I just want to touch this topic because some people have requested, and the reason why I am doing this is because there are many people who have been told that they cannot have normal babies, that they will probably never be able to have a normal baby although they are normal, but their chromosomal analysis has showed that all the sperms and the eggs that they are producing are abnormal. Or sometimes people ask me, when I am normal, why the baby is having trisomy 21 or Down syndrome, all these questions. So I thought I would just quickly touch the topic and tell you exactly what happens inside the body. Okay, so before we start, let me just thank you that we are already reaching 1 million and we are going to be a big family very soon. Thank you very much. Well, 3 ways to contact me. Now you should be knowing it because I say it in every video. DocWise app, you have to download it from your mobile's Play Store, and please remember the spelling DocWise, and then you insert my pin C2TXJ so you connect with me. Okay, you get 2 days to chat with me and then you can consult. Second way, the best way, is to come to my hospital, take an appointment through my secretary, and then you come to the hospital. Many people are coming from all over the world, actually all over the world, and I really love it. Third way to contact me is Super Chat. Whenever I go live on this channel or the other channel, Dr. Sonal's Answers, you can ask your question and then you can get the answer there and then, right? Coming to the topic, karyotyping. Now, what does it mean, karyotyping? Every person has a blueprint. Every person who comes in this world, animal, anybody, any living species, even plants, they have their own blueprint. So that is why we do DNA analysis of children who are probably like in forensic you must have heard, or in court you must have heard that there is some problem, there is some case which is going on, that the father and the mother of the baby are still like doubtful who's the father of the baby. That is why we do the DNA testing. So basically DNA, chromosome, karyotyping, they're kind of similar but they're still different. Karyotyping is the study in which we look at your blueprint, that is your chromosomes, and DNA is just a very small part of this chromosome. Okay, so everybody has a different blueprint. Even the identical twins, it has been proved that even they, although identical twins are produced from the same zygote, the egg and the sperm, they fuse and then that divides into different into two, and then the identical twins are made, but still they have some little difference in their blueprint. Okay, so now, what is the normal chromosome structure? In every person, male, female, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23 pairs means you have 46 chromosomes in you. Okay, so 1 is double, 2 is double, 3 is double, 4 is double. They are pairs. The last pair, 23rd pair, is the sex chromosome, which decides whether you are a male or a female. In the 23rd chromosome, either they are both identical, 1 to 22 they are all identical, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 22 the pairs are identical, they are same. In the sex chromosome, if it is identical, both are X, then it is a female, and if one is X and one is Y, yes, one is Y, so that is a male. Okay, so only the 23rd chromosome may be different, all the rest 22 chromosomes are same and they come in pairs. So when you are producing your egg or your sperm, the male is producing the sperm and the female is producing the egg, these are known as gametes. When they come together, they fuse. So they should have only 23 chromosomes, not the pair. So 23 and 23, they fuse and then they become a zygote, which is the baby, containing 46 chromosomes, which is a normal thing. Okay, any normal individual should not have more than or less than 46 chromosomes. So if it is less than 46, or if it is more than 46, then it becomes abnormal. Okay, so that is why trisomy 21, that is 321 chromosomes, Patau syndrome, Edwards syndrome, trisomy of 13 chromosome, trisomy of 18 chromosome, all these are abnormalities when the egg or the sperm carrying those chromosomes are abnormal. Somehow this has happened during the cell division, that double chromosome has come in an egg or in the sperm and that fused with the other gamete, so resulting in, instead of 2, it has 321 chromosomes or 313 chromosomes or 318 chromosomes. Apart from this, many times other things also happen, like the entire structure of the chromosomes, not just one, the entire 23 chromosomes may be double. So 23 plus 23 plus 23, so that becomes triploidy. Generally, every person is diploid, D-I-P-L-O-I-D. Diploid means every chromosome is double, so it is a 23 pair. If it is haploid, means half, then again it is abnormal, it is not consistent with life. Haploid has to be your egg and your sperm. When they are haploid, they contain 23. They contain 23, they fuse, they become 46. That is a normal diploid structure of any normal individual. When it becomes double or triple, triploid or quadruploid or whatever, these are absolutely abnormal, and these individuals cannot survive. The baby expires in the womb. Okay. Now there is one particular condition which I just want to tell you. Sometimes women or even men have been told that you can never produce a normal child because your gametes are abnormal. And why does this happen? People ask me, when I am normal, how am I producing abnormal eggs? Okay. Now let me just give you an example. I hope you like it. Well, I used flour, the wheat through it. Okay. So just imagine this is one single chromosome. Okay. Say number 1. So it comes in pairs. As you can see, these are 2 pairs which are identical. Okay. So it comes in pairs. So any person will have a pair of number 1 chromosome. Now when the eggs are forming, when your gametes are forming, or when your sperms are forming, right, it has to separate. It has to separate. First it will divide like this. It divides like this and goes to the eggs. But every time when the cell divides, it produces 4 eggs. So what happens? It has already divided 1 chromosome, 1 chromosome. So it is haploid. Now again this has to produce 1 more. So this goes like this and this goes like this. Okay. So this is how you produce 4 eggs. In a female, this is how it is formed. Similarly in the male also, this is how it is formed. So there are 4 eggs containing 1 chromosome each. Okay, so it is not a pair but a single number 1 chromosome. This is what happens to number 2, number 3, number 4. So every time when the female is producing eggs or the male is producing sperms, there will be 4 eggs or 4 sperms formed with 1 single chromosome, 1, 2, 3, 4, and when they come together, 1 chromosome from mother, 1 from father, 2 chromosomes from mother, 2 from father. This is what happens. Sex chromosomes, because the mother has only X, so again they will be divided into 4 and all the eggs will contain X. In males, because it has X, it is X and Y, so 2 sperms will contain X and 2 will contain Y. So it depends whether the X fuses with X or the Y fuses with X. So depending upon that, your child becomes a male or a female. Okay. Now let me just give you an example that how come this happens, that the female or the male, the adult is normal, but still they have been told that they can never produce normal gametes, they can never produce normal babies. Just imagine, this is back again, chromosome number 1. Okay. Now imagine this is another chromosome, say chromosome number 15. Okay. So these are pairs inside your body and you are absolutely normal. Sometimes, I don't know why this happens, but this just breaks. This breaks, okay, and this goes and attaches here. Okay. So you still have these chromosomes, you still have the entire gene structure on this and this. Nothing is missing in you, nothing is extra, so you are normal. But what happens when you divide? When your chromosomes will divide into gametes, what will happen? This will divide like this. And this will also divide like this. This will also divide like this. So what happens to the eggs? Number 15 is incomplete. It is already attached to the other chromosome. Okay. So your 2 eggs which will contain this, they will contain incomplete genetic material. Similarly, the other one which I just showed, this number 1 is normal, but this number 1 has a part of number 15 also attached to it. So this egg is abnormal. So what happens now, when the sperm comes and fuses with the zygote, this will have an extra 15 and this does not have a 15. Similarly, this one, these are abnormal because they do not have complete 15. So this is what I am trying to tell you, that sometimes you are absolutely normal, you have the entire gene structure properly, there may be attachments, there may be deletions, there may be some overlapping of chromosomes, but you are normal. But why this happens, we don't know. But when they divide into your into your gametes, egg or sperm, then that becomes abnormal and that causes abnormality in the baby. As I told you, it can be trisomy, monosomy, it can be triploidy, quadruploidy, and this is what I wanted to explain. In case you have any problem, any questions you want to ask, you can always inbox me. Now, how do we actually check? Let me just tell you quickly. It is either the blood test or we take a scraping of the skin. We can take a small biopsy from behind the ear or from anywhere, just a skin biopsy, or When we need a quick analysis, then we sometimes take a buccal smear. Why buccal smear? Because the buccal smear, technically we don't want to go into the details, but it can detect the Barr bodies which come from the X chromosome. So when we need a quick result, sometimes the baby is born with ambiguous genitalia, we don't know whether it's a male or a female. So in that case, a buccal smear helps in getting a quick analysis whether it's a whether it has Barr bodies, whether it has double X chromosome or a single X chromosome. But otherwise, any karyotyping in which the entire blueprint is tested, it takes around 1 month. Okay. Now, when the baby is inside the womb, what do? You take an amniocentesis. You must be aware that you undergo double test, triple marker test, quadruple marker test, because these are the blood tests which will basically measure certain hormones like inhibin A, like beta HCG, like estradiol. So all these 3-4 parameters, they match with your age, with the gestation, how long in the pregnancy you are, how many weeks you are, and then there is a chart which compares you into the low risk or a high risk. If you're low risk, the doctor tells you absolutely normal. High risk, the doctor will tell you will have to go for further testing. Now, even the low risk, there is always some problem which is probably undiagnosed. So it is not something very confirmatory, right? So if the high risk is there, the doctor will tell you to go for amniocentesis, in which a needle is inserted inside the womb and the fluid which surrounds the baby is taken out, and it is sent to the lab for testing because it contains the fetal cells. The baby sheds its cells and those cells are inside the amniotic fluid. Okay, so that helps in getting a blueprint of the baby, of the genetic problems that the baby might be suffering from. Now, there is another test called chorionic villus sampling, that is CVS. Now, this test is slightly risky because it can cause little bit miscarriage, little bit more than amniocentesis, although not very invasive. Just a needle is inserted through the vagina, and then we go through the placenta and take out some tissues through the suction, and that contains the fetal tissue as well. So basically, we are just testing the genome of the baby, of the fetus developing inside. Now, why this is done, as I told you, because of abnormal babies, like continuously you are producing abnormal babies, or you're continuously miscarrying, so the mother father getting their karyotyping done. Sometimes when the baby is born, it is dead. So in that case, you cannot take blood, so you take a biopsy of the skin from behind the ear, because that is probably the loose skin that can be easily removed even in dead babies. Okay, so these are the tests which we normally do to check for karyotyping, and it takes around 1 month. The buccal smear comes back quickly in case we need to know, we need to have a quick result. Okay, so that's it, guys. In case you have any more questions, you can just inbox me. I know it's a very technical topic, but I try to make it very simple. I used wheat to make some dough and then try to explain what happens inside the body. Okay, so take care and wait for my next video. I'll be back soon. Bye bye.